Hi, welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to discuss, has Samsung literally shot themselves in the foot? As you know, in a few days time they're bringing out the Z Fold 3. They are really hoping, and they're going to spend millions on advertising this and special promotions, that this will be the permanent replacement to the Note liner. It has some great features, but is it too early? So let me tell you why this is going on, and it's a summary of all the YouTubers out there. I spent a lot of time, if you like, researching this, so you don't have to. So most of you watching this, by the way, are not subscribers, so please press subscribe. Before I go into detail, I do reviews on anything Android, mainly on Samsung, also on cases for your phones, even this Samsung, which I can never pronounce the case, it's called the Cravat. And as you can see here, it gets very, very dirty. You only have it in light colors. I've done some great videos on how to keep it clean. I've deliberately got this one dirty so you can see how to clean it. I've done other videos on gadgets, home automation, basically anything that plugs in and sometimes or just takes a battery. And hopefully you enjoy most of those videos. Some of them are very inexpensive gadgets, most of them are. But useful gadgets. The best coffee machine for under like $40, really good coffee, using the pods and stuff like that. And it takes any pods. So press subscribe, look below for more notes and stuff. So let's carry on with the main topic at hand. Samsung lately have also been losing a lot of market share in a lot of areas, especially in the USA. So they need something new and brave, and that's what they're doing. They are going to be one stage ahead of anyone else, almost, in terms of foldable phones. There's only two other companies at the moment, I believe, that got them in the true sense of the word, excluding companies like Microsoft, which is a foldable kind of computer that acts as a phone. So this is going to be the main differences, and this hopefully will help you decide whether or not to get the Note 21/22. Hopefully it comes out next year, but I think Samsung still haven't decided. It depends on the success, because they are adding S Pen support to a lot of their new phones now, especially the high end. They've done it with the S20 and now with this one, with the Fold, Galaxy Fold Z. I'm going to call it the Galaxy Fold in future, okay? Solved. So let me tell you the main pluses of the Fold first. State-of-the-art technology, fantastic. It's a talking point. It'd be a bit thinner than this, opens up, and you've almost got a pad, a full-size pad. Great for business, great for multimedia, great for split screen work, great for emails, multitasking, looking at photographs. Fantastic. That's basically the great feature, but I'm not undermining that. That is a great thing, and it folds flat, so it goes back in your pocket afterwards. It's also going to be water resistant. You can swim in it. I'm looking at some of my earlier notes here. It will not be dust proof, but I go into the negatives in a few seconds. And it will have S Pen support. Very important for us Note users. So let me now tell you some of the negatives. And this really is what's going to make you, if you like, decide. But before doing that, one other company that you may not be aware of, because we have no competition when it comes to the S Pen, but Apple are watching this, from what I understand, from one of the leakers in Asia, has said they're watching it very carefully, and they may bring out the next iPhone with their pencil support. Bearing in mind they've got copyrights on there and patents on their pencil, and it wouldn't take much for them to bring out a new iPhone with a pencil support. Would that make you move? Interesting question. Be about the same price. I remember when Samsungs were a lot cheaper, and that was what they used to sell themselves on. But now, quite often, Samsung phones are more expensive, and especially going back now to the Z Fold 3. Z Fold. Okay, some of the negatives that personally I have actually signed up. If you go to Samsung members, if you're a Samsung user on your phone, or download it from the Samsung Play Store, the Samsung store that is, They have a special promotion every country in the world. They don't tell you what it is, but just by reserving one with no commitment, no money, they're going to give you a lot of free gifts or discounts. We don't know what they are yet. Every country will be different. So I want to mention that to you now. Also, companies like XDA have got a petition out from Note users saying to Samsung, please don't leave the Note users out of all this. They want the Note to come out early part of next year. And there's already over 20,000 signatures on that, including my own. So let me tell you some of the negatives here. Let me just scroll down. Okay. Let me just scroll down. Here it is. Right. It's going to be water resistant, which is great, but it won't be waterproof. But none of the phones are ever guaranteed as waterproof, but you can swim in it. But if you get water in it, I'm sure your guarantee will not be covered. But at least you can use it in the rain, which is good to know. Next, it's going to be heavier than the Note 20, maybe up to 50% heavier. I'm not keen on that. I mean, even now, if I put it in my top pocket, that's about as heavy and as bulky as I want a phone to be, frankly. I prefer it lighter. That's a negative that you've got to think about depending on your use. If you wear a jacket or keep it in your case, not a problem. Next, it's going to have the S Pen support. From what I can understand, there's going to be 2 special S Pens available for it, which of course won't scratch the very, very delicate screen, and it is delicate. So the negative of that is it won't fit in the phone. That was what makes the Note the Note. I use this maybe 4 times a day. Fantastic. It's not just a pen, it does so much more. It's brilliant. Let me know if you want to do a full review on how you can use this for many, many functions. But that's a separate thing. So the next one, so on these flip phone, it's the only way you're going to be able to carry the pen. It's obviously in your pocket separately, which I don't like the idea of. You're always going to forget it. Or you're going to have to buy a special case, probably about $100 all in with the pen, or $150 extra, but they're probably giving that away when you pre-order. But that's going to make the phone bulkier and not easy, it's already bulky enough. So I think that's a big negative. The other thing that really concerns me, the battery life on the Z Fold 2, the one that's out there now, has got pretty bad reviews for battery life. And the battery on the Z Fold 3 is going to be smaller. Even with the new chips and the new whatever else they add with the software to optimize it, that's a major concern. I don't want it to be less than this. And this is the S20, Note 20, and this barely sees me through a day. Most times it does, but I wouldn't want it to be less than this, frankly. So that would be a major concern, especially for $1,500 to $2,500, depending on which country you are. The memory, it's not going to have an SD card. That's what we believe. That means the maximum we believe is going to be about 500 gigabyte of memory. Before, you could, on this one, I can add a 1 terabyte SD card and by the maximum of 500 give me 1.5 terabyte of memory, which is phenomenal. And I love it. I don't want to use the cloud for everything. I prefer it to be on SD card. It's more private, more secure, and I can just back it up to the computer anytime I want. Other features or factors in this, the screen. It's not saying 100%, but it may not be anywhere near as bright as this phone. And if you're in a sunny country and you want to use it a little bit outdoors, that could be a major factor. Secondly, it's not dust proof. So again, if you're by the beach, or especially if you get a piece of sand on it or in it, no idea what's going to happen. You won't be guaranteed on that. Whereas all the S range and the Note range is dust proof as well as. It's got more, the Flip has got more moving parts, which is also another potential problem. It sounds like I'm all negative for it, but I must tell you, I have reserved it. So I'm saying I'm 50-50 at the moment. I want to be convinced, I really do. And the other thing, I love using the zoom on this camera. Fantastic zoom, great camera. And from what we can understand, the camera will be good, but we're probably talking about equal to probably the Note 8 kind of camera, going back a couple of years really, which is still a great camera, but nowhere near as good as this. And so now you've got a few compromises, so you've got to weigh up the balances between those two. Are there any other factors I haven't mentioned? The screen, getting a screen protector. It's difficult enough getting a screen protector for the curved screen here. On this one, not only is it curved, it bends. I know you can get some film ones, but they've mixed reviews at best. So that's another negative. If you scratch the screen, that's going to be down to you. I don't think that's covered in your warranty. And they are very delicate screen. Even though it's glass, it's not glass in the true sense of the word. But I do emphasize it is state-of-the-art technology. It's brilliant technology that it can fold, and evidently you don't even see the crease, or hardly at all, with the new phone. Big plus. So what's your verdict? What's your thoughts? You're gonna, especially if you're a Note fan as I am, I've had pretty much every Note. And I thought the Note 4 was probably one of the best because it had all the battery and they had it right by that time. I just think it's 1 year too early to bring out the Fold as a replacement. But I do think what they could have done, if there wasn't a chip shortage, but I'm not sure that's the real truth of the matter, because they brought out many of their cheap phones that rely on chips anyway this time of year. I think they should have brought out the Z Fold range and the Note range at the same time, giving a whole choice for people. To me that makes sense, but a lot of Note fans are really fanatic on this product and they look forward to their new update every year. I can't blame them, because there's always been fantastic new updates. At least if it's every 2 years. The president of the mobile division 6 months ago did say they were bringing out the Note next year, but there hasn't been any confirmation since that time. I think they are watching to see how this does. So if this does really well, the Z Fold that is, and they bring out the pen available for the S20, S22, they may literally stop it. But I think it's such a great product, and it is a shame there's no competition. So let me know your thoughts, but before you sign off, I do reviews, as I mentioned earlier, on many things. Like I'm doing reviews on the cases, loads of different cases out there. One of the products I recently reviewed is this little gadget here on my best gadgets for under $30. Fantastic little gadget, especially these days with this virus. Don't get me going on that around. But it's great if you're especially in a family or you've got visitors ever. And all you do is pour in the soap, liquid soap. It's got a USB at the back. And just to show you, because I'm going to end on this note, but press subscribe and give a smile. Soap comes out. Brilliant little device. Very inexpensive. I hope you enjoy it. Let me know your thoughts. I just did it again. It's very sensitive, as you can see. Take care. Be safe. See you soon.